Since 2011, the war in Syria has devastated the country and left more than 400,000 people dead. In April 2019, the Syrian army and its ally Russia launched a military offensive to retake one of the last major areas controlled by anti-government armed groups, Idlib Governorate and the surrounding areas. Human Rights Watch spoke with dozens of witnesses, analysed satellite imagery, verified over 550 photos and videos, and reviewed flight spotter logs to research and cross-reference details of the offensive. We documented in detail 46 air and ground attacks by the Syrian-Russian alliance that damaged or destroyed schools, hospitals, and markets. The attacks killed and injured hundreds of civilians and forced thousands to flee their homes.
Our research into these attacks revealed repeated violations of the laws of war and apparent war crimes, which might also amount to crimes against humanity. These violations were not one-off mistakes. In fact, they might be part of a strategy by the Syrian and Russian militaries to target civilian life in Idlib to force civilians to leave.
This abusive strategy was successful in the town of Marat al-Numan. On October 3rd, 2019, one of the only 2 functioning health clinics in the town was hit.
كنت واقف على باب الإدارة. في قدامي أمامي في مراجعات امرأة. سألت المرأة في صوت قذيفة؟ قالت لي إيه؟ صوت قذيفة من بعيد. ما لحقت تقول لي إيه صوت قذيفة وبلش مطر القذائف علينا على المركز عم نصوصف. وامرأة مراجعة كانت جالسة على كرسي الأسنان عم تتعالج.
Out of all the alliance attacks we documented, we were able to attribute some specifically to Russian forces. On the afternoon of May 5th, 2019, an airstrike destroyed a hospital 8 kilometers southwest of the town. To investigate the attacks, we studied the message logs from a network of observers who monitor aircraft movement in Syria. Minutes before the attack on the hospital, the flight spotters observed a Russian aircraft in the area. 1 month later, on June 3rd, 2019, another Syrian-Russian alliance airstrike hit a marketplace in Marat al-Numan. To confirm location, we compared witness accounts with satellite images and video footage from the strike. The footage showed a water tower that we also identified in satellite imagery to confirm the exact location of the strike at the market. One of the deadliest attacks we documented took place on July 22, 2019. A Russian airstrike hit market stalls and numerous buildings, killing 43 civilians and wounding 75. The Russian military denied this attack took place and published misleading aerial photos from another market 350 meters away to substantiate its false claims.
Уважаемые товарищи, добрый день. От всей души поздравляю всех военнослужащих российской группировки войск Сирии.
Russia has been rotating its highest-ranking generals to lead its armed forces in Syria, and Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, has himself followed these operations closely.
Despite repeated warnings and condemnations by United Nations officials and others throughout the Idlib offensive, the attacks on civilians continued. To this day, no one has been held accountable.
The Syrian and Russian army's argument that they're only targeting military objectives is patently false. We could not identify any military personnel, equipment, or weaponry in the direct proximity of any of the attacks that we documented.
المدارس الأطفال أهداف عسكرية. المنشآت الصحية أهداف عسكرية. المنازل أهداف عسكرية.
Russia and China have repeatedly blocked attempts at the UN Security Council to empower the International Criminal Court to investigate war crimes in Syria.
Governments should impose targeted sanctions, including asset freezes, on all those implicated in war crimes, including as a matter of command responsibility. States should also consider bringing to justice in their own courts Syrian and Russian officials responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity.
Some 1.4 million people were displaced by the fighting in Idlib since early 2019. To deter future atrocities, governments need to show that there are serious consequences for those who use attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure as a military strategy.